Not all heroes wear capes. Some host podcast.
Oh, I couldn't get any more awkward. Any
But you
awkwarder?
know,
Awkward.
okay,
It could
see,
probably
More
already
awkward.
starting off with this shit. Hey guys, welcome back to Words with Nerds. We're, your host. I'm DJ, that's Victor in the middle, and that's Vince. And today we're going to talk about some really fun shit. I'm sorry if I hijacked the intro, Victor, but you were talking like a cyborg. And speaking of cyborgs, that's one character on the subject that we're going to be talking about today, which is Alien Earth. The newest
Alien
show
Earth.
on
Hell
Netflix.
yeah. This one's on Hulu. Victor had made the recommendation to watch it, which is crazy because Victor is terrified of aliens. As he
Definitely.
like
little furry alien.
fucking Close Encounter shit. That scares the crap out of me. I
Are
love
you?
Killer Clowns
Alien.
from Outer Space?
Nope, that's one of my favorite movies too.
I
But
know,
like
that's
it,
what I'm like.
like if you put what is it, ET on, I like root for the government to win that whole movie. I'm like that little fucker. I do not trust him because he looks like the scary fucking thing.
Right. He's like this big and he slumps all the time.
Yeah,
Are you
it's
telling me that,
terrifying.
Okay, moving on.
Weird.
Who the fuck is afraid of
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never
Birds,
seen the movie.
calm down. We're gonna
Yeah,
review Birds next.
I am. Hey, I'm afraid of birds. I'm afraid of birds. All right.
I'm terrified
Like
of
big-
tarantulas.
like
Insects
large-
in general.
Large birds. And I've learned my lesson over the years because I used to say I'm afraid of big birds, and people thought I was afraid of Big Bird from Sesame Street, and that was way worse. I'd rather go down in a blaze. I'm not afraid of big birds or Big Bird, or there's a certain type of bird, a certain scale of bird that I am afraid of, but that's not what the episode's about. The episode's about aliens. We're talking about Victor's fear. It's on Hulu.
Oh, no,
Keep going, guys. Come on.
So yeah, Hulu has put out Alien Earth. They put out the first 2 episodes, so we checked them out. I actually just watched both of them today, so it's fresh on the brain.
Same.
Awesome. All 3 of us fresh on the brain.
Look at that.
We got drinks in hand. I'm going straight, bullet.
Like what he does.
It's just like Canada Dry. I just put in Canada Dry.
That's cool, man. You don't have to party hard all the time.
Yeah, I'm not with the shits anymore.
None of them a sponsor. Let's be clear.
None of them are sponsoring us. Yeah,
it would be cool though.
Yeah.
Canada Dry. I fuck with some.
No,
ginger.
I mean like I had the PlayStation logo on here. I don't know if
we can sponsor us too. That's fine.
Next week we're in a studio. It's like, so they saw the video and they
saw the video.
Live from the Canada Dry studio. This is Words with Nerds.
Hey, have you guys ever had Canada Dry ginger ale? It's not just for Canadians. Like we have to say something like that. In regards to the alien timeline, let's get back on track. In regards to the alien
smooth transition, boys. Smooth. Really, all right. Timeline. Let's go.
So we have
the fine line of being real sketchy. You talk about other countries and talk about aliens. Oh my god! Ooh, hey, turn the AC on.
Oh my god. Okay. So,
anyways, let's dive into this. Let's go in.
So,
like 4 jokes. Let's keep going.
So if anybody wants to watch
this is so chaotic,
movies, I love it. The chronological order of the Alien franchise is Prometheus goes first. That takes place in 2093. Alien Covenant then comes next, which takes place in 2004. Alien Earth then comes after that, which is in 2120. So we've already had 2 movies before this. Those are the recent ones. After that, it's Alien. Takes place 2 years after Alien Earth. Alien Romulus then takes place 20 years after that, 2142. Aliens takes place 2179, as does Aliens 3. And then 2381 is the last, Alien Resurrection. So if you ever feel like watching any of this in chronological order, like I did when I found out that they were coming out with a new show, and it's such a, once you finally get to watch all of it, which I'm really hoping that this piece kind of just brings the whole story kind of tighter and more coherent, because there's a lot of different directors, there's a lot of different writers in between. And not everybody, you know, meshes well. It's not like Marvel. It's not like people are talking to each other being like, okay, well, this character's going to show up. Like, no. This is back when you had one director coming in and then they weren't on for the sequel. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, even in the series, I could tell for sure episode 1 and episode 2 are directed by 2 different people. And
absolutely.
we'll get into it here in a second, but I can, like, just watching it, I was like, these are 2 very different people that had direction on these episodes. But damn, I should have made a timeline or something like that. That would have been cool. A nice little visual to see like where exactly we are on the timeline, because I haven't watched all the Alien films and shows and stuff like that. So it'd be cool to see like where does this one plug in out of the whole timeline, and where are we now? What year is this one in?
This one's 2120.
2120, and we're in episode 1 in 2120, right?
Yeah. So if you've watched the other movies, this one, at least from the first 2 episodes, kind of shows the position of it really does connect well with Prometheus and Covenant in regards to the timeline and kind of keeping things intact and making sure there's no overlap. You know what I mean?
I don't actually. I'm like, I feel like I'm probably the least versed in Alien, so I'm gonna need some help. Honestly,
I got you.
When you say it's the most tied into Prometheus and Covenant,
So
what do you mean exactly?
So in regards to that, up until, because the Alien movies were in space, one of the taglines was, you know, nobody can hear you scream in space for the original Alien. And it's just, we've never gotten one that's on Earth. Prometheus came pretty close to that because it had the first, I want to say, 20 minutes on Earth. And we see that, like, the birth of human civilization, basically, to sum it up, is started from forerunners, engineers, you know, to take a term, which is just this super hyper civilization, hyper advanced civilization. And apparently, in the beginning, one of them gave his life so that his chromosome or his DNA chromosome could evolve into the human chromosome. So that's where Prometheus is at. And then they go directly into space. They go to a different world and they find, you know, stuff out there. I don't want to.
Speaking of chromosomes,
let's. She's good. I'll piggyback off him.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
fell right from the trap.
Besides episode 1 and 2, yeah, you got a different vibe in each one. The first one, it was cool because all the movies always touch on this really tense relationship between humanity and the synthetics. So the synthetic humanoids. And now we got introduced to what happens if you give Make-A-Wish too much power, the hybrids. And it's Make-A-Wish, dying kids.
Oh, okay.
It's.
I thought you were being funny, but
no, it's just a dark joke.
No, that was
it's gallows humor.
Yeah, that was very dark, dude.
It's a gallows humor. When it starts touching on like, this is a dark joke. It starts touching on like all the themes where humans hate synthetics because they're immortal. That's like, and then humans want to reach that immortality. That's the whole. That's the whole thing. That's why they want to find the alien and kind of synthesize them, because they think that
yeah. But no, sorry, not to interrupt, but conversely, just to add on to the fact that humans resent the synthetics, in reverse, the synthetics and the androids, they wish, you know, to have that human consciousness, that soul, you know. As it is, if you watch Prometheus, it's very
Yeah.
like jarring, and so is Covenant in that way, where it's like those two movies add a very humanizing part to that story, because we always just think, okay, cyborg or synthetic or android, and it's just
So
like, oh no, these are slaves. In case
so
you're wondering.
it's really messed up. You kind of transitioned to what I wanted to mention. So it
Mm,
also comes into the part of what makes a person human. Like what makes you human? Is it your mind? Is it your memories? Um, are the hybrids technically human, or are they just, it's just the information of the person with their personality traits? Do you treat them like people because they do have the memories of a real person? So it's kind of cool going into that. The first episode really felt like it was more like a philosophy class with some
yeah,
alien shit in there, with some alien stuff
yeah.
sprinkled in. And I
I
was
gotta
just
tell
like, I
you,
remember just being so into where they're showing them like what's going on. I'm like, this is interesting as shit. And then randomly, like the alien showed up. I'm like, oh yeah, that's part of the show. My bad. My man's killing people, but I liked that first episode for all the underlying tones of it. That it was
yeah,
just kind of questioning like what makes a human a human.
Mm. Yeah, I think there's some good points that they touch on as far as I guess exactly that, right? What makes a human a human?
hmm
Kind of makes you think a little bit. What you know, and everybody disagrees or agrees on different spectrums on that, right? So I don't know. The first episode was a little slow. Um, I feel well. Here's the thing, right? And I'm overcomplicating things right now. I'm so sorry. The story was slow, but it was also I felt like it was also jam packed with so much information. You know what I mean? And I don't know the way I can try to make sense of what I'm talking about is the pacing was really slow. It took a long time to get to the point, but at the same time, we were getting so much information and at a fast pace. That first scene, I think it was intentionally made this way, but it made me feel uncomfortable. Like the music, the camera angles, the grain and the lens and all that stuff, and they were just going at it. They were switching topics all over the place. And I don't know, maybe for me because I don't really know Alien that well, but they just kept switching all over the place, and you had to be on top of your listening game to pay attention, and I was not.
So we'll just get into it. I'll start discussing episode one since we're already
We're
doing
only
that.
13 minutes in. Yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah. Um, so the episode is called Neverland. Series premiere got Noah Hawley, who's primarily known for doing. I think you'll like this, Victor. He wrote for Legion. He was a director, a writer, an EP, and he created it. He was a director for 3 episodes and a writer for all 19. Um, did Bones, and then Fargo. He's especially known for Fargo.
You could tell watching
Yeah,
watching the
yeah,
first episode. You can absolutely tell
yeah.
that.
Um, so we cut immediately to a vessel. So for nobody that's watched this, and I really feel like this was written for Alien fans, especially just because there is a lot of information being thrown. But it's like that in every movie, quite
Mhm.
honestly. And the first movie opens exactly like the opening of this episode, which I absolutely loved. And there's in every Alien, the whole Alien franchise, the opening of the title is always so beautiful because it just comes out of nowhere and it just kind of folds out from space. You know what I mean? With that kind of haunting, creepy
Yeah,
music.
it was
It's the
it was pretty
same.
cool. They did a really good job at with the music, I think, and like setting the tone. Like this is sci-fi, but this is horror as well. Like this is you're 100% on board for a
The
horror trip right now.
yeah, the franchise is known. So in space, you know, there's no sound. You know, so a lot of the whole franchise really. There's so many scenes that rely on the ambient noise or the sound around them to create that atmosphere of kind of horror in a way.
Ridley Scott said there's a specific reason for that, and that is you're using the visual to create the tension, and that silence also amplifies the fact that they are alone.
Yes. So the camera angles in the beginning, when when they're coming out all slow motion and they're all sleepy and stuff like that, um, there's a certain amount of tension that's going around that you don't know, like, why is this person being treated like shit, or why is this person so mean, or stuff like that. And that's for better or worse how humanity is in the Alien movies. Um, it's all about business. And as we soon find out, after a very horrific opening scene, um, in which one person is very clearly, I don't know if I want to say it or not, is spoilers, is a cyborg. So he's not human. He doesn't give off pheromones of fear, which is what the xenomorph, which is the alien designation for it,
Yeah, he feeds off fear, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can smell fear pheromones. They literally can hunt people with that. And first off, the director of cinematography, or DP director, yeah, whoever that is for this show, solid. Like the shot of the inside control room when the
Yeah,
guy
there's a
goes
lot of
in.
really good shots in this.
There's
I mean,
so many really good
as
shots.
someone who attempted a career in film and you know did short films and stuff like that, even photography. Um, the work that goes behind all that, you don't even know the half of it until you do it yourself. And even I don't understand that because I didn't really educate myself to the fullest extent, right? So there are some beautiful, beautiful shots in this. I really like the overlaying of images. So you'll get like a character shot as they're reacting to something, but then you'll get something playing out almost transparently in the same shot. You can see them both at the same time overlaid together, and it's an image of something else going on, and there's uh, a lot of work with the visuals to kind of plug in the character's emotion into a shot of the world exploding or something like that, or a lot of what's the word don't know the word.
Okay. A lot of, I
Imagery.
mean, yeah, a lot of image, a lot of vivid imagery. Like, good call. But so Weyland Yutani Corporation is the best way I can describe that, because that's the ship. That's who the crew works for. The best way I can explain the Weyland Yutani Corporation is like, if you've ever played Final Fantasy VII, they're Shinra. Like, they're a huge megalomaniacal business that just does a lot of shady, crazy government type shit. And they're not government, they're a business. So you already can tell from the jump that corporations, if they're sending out spaceships to go find research in space, they got money. And if you've watched the other movies before then, Yuan Watani has been around or Weyland Yutani has been around since like the 2000s. So they're kind of a juggernaut in this world. And they can also get away with a lot of creepy and underhanded shit, like we saw in the beginning. We then cut to Earth in the Prodigy Corporation. We see conducting experiments at the Neverland Research Island, which I really kind of liked. Uh, the basic premise of Neverland, and kind of having that as the focal point for the kids, and that are a part of the experiments. We see that they're interviewing this little girl, and they're gonna basically transfer her consciousness into a synthetic body. And for better or for worse, they're called synthetics, though they hate that name. Um, so this was kind of weird to see, because it's so early in the timeline, but Wendy, who is our main character, is an 11-year-old girl, 12-year-old girl, and she gets terminally ill, by the way.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's sum up the first episode real quick, like in
Gotcha.
a couple minutes. I'm so sorry. I don't know. If I'm at home, I'm like, dude, let's just get to the point. Right.
Okay. A tiny girl gets transferred into big body.
Sick
Then
kids put into
Big
robots.
Ship.
You're losing me. I know you're losing.
then-
I mean, it's
then-
nothing you're saying. I just think. I mean, let's
Then Big
keep
Ship.
it short.
Gotcha. The little girl transfers to big girl body. Then Big Ship from the beginning with creatures inside, basically zoo, crash lands into a building owned by Boy Cavalier, who is the person that does the experimenting with little kids. They then send the little kids. They then
Gabe.
send the Lost Boys out to
Yeah.
go to the building and recover whatever is on the ship. And that is
One thing.
episode 1.
One thing, I have to mention this. Did anyone else think Timothée Chalamet was the fucking dude in the show for a second?
No.
No,
Not at
but
all.
I did think Linda
Do you know who-
Cardinelli was the main chick, the Wendy.
Yeah, I know
Wendy was
exactly
Linda
what you're
Cardinelli.
I didn't recognize anybody except for maybe the guy that is a cyborg. What's his
Timothy
name?
Oliphant.
No, I know Timothy Oliphant. That's like the main. That's the biggest star in the
I know
series.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm like.
What's the other guy's
I
name? The guy that
can't.
is a cyborg. What's his name?
Cyborg.
Cyborg,
his
whatever.
name.
It's been 2 episodes. I don't know people's names yet, but I thought he was in another movie. I could have swore he was in
Morrow. That's his name.
Morrow. Yeah, I could have swore he was in like Get Out or something like that. Or I
I've
don't
seen
know.
him in something else.
I feel like I've seen him in another movie before.
It was probably going to be his big break, big role, but
He's definitely been in something else. But yeah, he's great, by the way. Yeah, sorry. I just, to sum it up, right? I was there's this corporation, right? And there's a sick girl, and they transfer her consciousness into a better body, and that's the character you see right above DJ. That's basically episode 1 in a nutshell. And not to shit on DJ. DJ did a great job at bringing a lot of the
He
history
absolutely
of
shit
Alien.
and it's fine. Fuck
Little bit.
the information. Nah.
No,
there
no.
is one key thing that we should probably mention from the first one before we go to the second one, because the second one.
So Wendy's brother is a medic that works.
Not that.
for...
People don't give a shit about that.
Oh, you're right. Go ahead.
What people give a shit about is like, this is the first Alien movie that we have other aliens that are introduced in the first episode. Besides the xenomorph, we have the octopus eye, we have the insects, and there's like big ass gorilla looking things and a bunch of
things,
yeah.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, that's definitely in episode 2. There's some shit going down then, because I didn't.
That's a setup in the first one. They confirmed that there's 5 different species that are introduced to Earth.
Yeah. Episode 1 though, I let's talk about this, right? So there's like a 12-year-old girl dying that we just talked about, right? And her consciousness gets transferred into a synthetic body so that she can recover, and now she's gonna live forever, right? Like they said in the show, we've defeated death. There's no more death.
Love that line.
Yeah, but now we've created more consumers. So how do we make this all worth it, and how do we even this back out? Something I found really interesting, and I'd love to hear your guys' takes on it as well, is the main character and then the rest of the crew that she's in, because they don't save just her; they save a bunch of like 5 or 6 other children that are suffering.
The Lost Boys.
They call them the Lost Boys, right? They transfer all their consciousness into adult bodies, but their minds are still children.
Yep.
So we'll get into episode 2 here in a second, because I feel like we're inevitably getting to that point where we have to discuss things that happen in episode 2. But the thought process of a child in this very adult, dire situation, having to comprehend things and make decisions and go into combat, like it's an interesting dynamic, I will say.
Sorry.
Are we ready for 2?
No, I would just say that, like, I just wanted to put for them that, like, yes, that is That's a pretty big thing. That's like in Halo when they made the Spartan 2s. They kidnapped a bunch of kids and put them in a boot camp and were like, yo, you're like the next up for humanity. You're the next step. And that was forcefully done. There's like an air of, for them, like, there's a choice, but is there really a choice? You know what I mean? And you kind of see how it, all of the actors for the Lost Boys, once they make the transfer, phenomenal. They are so great at having these little mannerisms and little peccadillos that show that they are still, in fact, kids in just adult bodies. And I find that whenever an actor or an actress like portrays somebody like that in that situation, sometimes it can come off as wonky. But like these guys, it's generally like they just do like little stuff, like when a kid just has too
The
much
little
energy
ticks,
and
the
stuff
little
like that.
like
Yeah,
it's all the mannerisms and stuff like that, and it's
how they talk
especially
and
it's the way they react to things. Um, are we good to move on to 2?
yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I
because
feel
I
like
got
the
I thought we were
conversation is
moving on to
moving
2.
into
Yeah.
episode 2. So let's plug in episode 2. It's another picture. Oh my god. So yeah, we can officially start talking about things that happen in episode 2.
Sum it up in 20 words or less.
In 20 words or less. I don't know. Are you gonna count my words?
Right here.
So what's the main character's name? Fuck. I'm already like 17 words in. The main character, right? She finds out that her brother is still alive. The ship that dude is in over here crash landed. She wants to go rescue him, and the Lost Boys go to rescue a search and rescue team that is now in danger, that is rescuing this crew. So it's layer upon layer of I'm rescuing you, I'm fucked. No, I'm going to rescue you. We're all fucked. It gets real interesting, but I think the dynamic again with the kids being in the minds of these adults are, I don't know why I said adults, like I'm fucking fancy. The adult bodies, right? Their kid mindset as they're going through this rescue mission is insane because there's literally like dead bodies and aliens all over the place, and they're trying to be soldiers, but they're tweaking out like little kids, and it's kind of funny, but it's also, it builds to the horror because it's almost like a Stranger Things vibe where you want them to succeed, but they're way out of their depth, and it's like,
So
yeah,
I agree with you, but there's also one thing that's kind of frustrating me that they're showing bits and pieces of some of them starting to realize it. They still act like they're people. Like they still act like there's a sense of mortality with them. Like they're freaking out a little bit, but when you notice like certain things with like the animals, minus fucking the eye thing, the animals avoid them. The aliens avoid them
The
because they're
fauna,
not.
it
Yeah,
was just kind of
it was
just putting
staring him
its,
down. Yeah,
yeah, it was just looking at him. You also see the xenomorph come behind Moro
yeah.
when the rescue team tries to arrest him. It literally just stays there for a second,
because he has no fear.
and because he doesn't know what to do. He's just like, what are you, like? Are you a fucking human? Are you something I can eat? Like it's confused, which is
Fucking Morrow
really
with his
cool to
Wolverine
see.
claw.
Aren't the
He
xenomorphs
really
blind?
just, hmm?
Aren't the
No,
xenomorphs blind?
no,
No,
they're like perfect hunters. Like they have amazing eyesight. The body can sense things from miles away.
Hmm.
I have like 19
Uh,
different types of vision.
Oh
mhm.
well, okay. I
But
thought
it's
they
just
were blind and they were recognized things out of fear, and that's why I thought Moro, since he shuts his fear off. Essentially, he has no fear. He's like trained
um,
himself to do that. That's why he
it's
was
the
being sniffed out, and he was like, "Nah, no threat here. I'm moving on."
it's the perfect hunter. So it's using every sense it has, but it sees something in front of it that it can't hunt. It doesn't see like a prey. It doesn't see food. It doesn't see anything. It's like, oh, there's a wall in front of me or a statue. That's why synthetics in the movies they usually can get around them because it doesn't. They're like, oh, you're just a fucking lamp.
Let's talk about the gore and the kills in this because I thought that was crazy. Right? I mean, we've
The
got
party, the
just
The
party,
face. I
oh,
yeah.
was
the
like,
party.
in the
So here,
face.
honorable mentions, and you guys can take whatever you want. You throw your own in, and we'll go from there. But the party for sure, that was wild. The two
Oh
guys
my
handcuffed
god.
on the pipe. Um, What else? The
Ricardo,
scene with
the
Moro
face.
when he's getting arrested.
No, the phase, man. You were getting
The
the fucking
face.
soldiers just
That
like
was like the pre-party,
I
right?
thought he was at least gonna get. Yeah, that was the after the party. It's the after party.
Why did the guy look so aggressively at the guy's face just blown in, right? He like looked at him and then he got back up and looked at him some more, like, bro,
how would you
your friend's
react? And
dead.
like, yeah, I was gonna be like,
Yeah,
there's probably like a
no,
moment where he's just like,
it's a
well, this
lot
is
of
happening.
trauma. Like, there's a lot of shit going on.
You took a
For
good hard look. There's no way you're untraumaing that trauma.
Hermit's
Well,
over
remember,
there,
he's
like,
a
in
medic, so he
shock.
was probably like looking,
Yeah.
and he's just like, can I put a band-aid on it?
No, that
I,
dude is
I
definitely.
think he can make it.
You need
He
ibuprofen.
has a shitheads.
Like, guy crawling, he's like, does he need a band-aid? I think he
Yeah.
can make it.
Oh,
He'll
just
walk it off.
watching. Oh, you're talking about not the caved in face.
The other
the guy who's
guy
got
that
half
was
of his shit, and he's just staring at him. He's just like, "Damn, you gonna be all right?"
dude, I saw
He's fine.
this is relating to what we're talking about. I saw on Twitter they're like talking about every Xenomorph kill, like every kill series from Xenomorphs, and then they're like Xenomorph, or Alien or Xenomorph. He's in it for the game because it's
Yeah,
just like he's fucking
he's
killing
in it
people
for
for
the
no
love of the game.
reason. Is yeah, doing
And
it for the love of the game. Because like, how
there's,
the fuck did he rip a dude in half?
I will
That's
say
unnecessary.
that this xenomorph is very dangerous. Like, it is killing people, and maybe it's just the tone, the pacing of the movies, where it's just like one by one by one by one, and it's very different to see like the characters, or just like characters in general, not any of the main characters or anything, but just having, and that's also why it's cool to have it on Earth, because it's a hunting ground for that thing. It's going through them in under 10 seconds.
Yeah, they got to get a
Counted the
handle on what's going
seconds
on because
between that, but yeah,
this shit's gonna.
it's pretty heavy.
There's gonna be an outbreak. There's that whole lab with all the different aliens that are
Telling you.
in their enclosures, and slowly they're all starting to break out. It's not just the xenomorph. There is that giant plant thing that's growing from the
Florafana.
ceiling.
Yeah.
And then at the end of episode 2, we see like the 6 eggs or whatever that are
Face huggers.
Yeah.
what are they?
Face
Face
huggers.
huggers.
Face
So
huggers.
they're kind of
Oh,
like
that's
they're the larva version of
Yeah.
the xenomorphs, and they come out, they take it to the face, they basically insert their egg or
yeah,
their embryo into the person, and then
classic alien.
chest burster.
Yeah,
That's
those.
true.
Yeah, those are in like the classic movies. But I don't know. You guys think we're gonna get like other forms of
We are
aliens?
absolutely
The
Yeah.
gonna get other
bloodsuckers, we've
forms
never
of
seen
stuff.
those before. Those like
I want to see
big.
a spider. I want to see a centipede. I want to see like stuff that makes you uncomfortable, because
So-
the whole thing about xenomorphs
bugs, the
is
bloodsuckers on the
it makes you
face.
uncomfortable.
That was so fucking gross.
Oh, dude,
Oh my
I
God.
hated it.
So fucking.
It-
I can't
it
wait to
gave
see
me
that
goosebumps.
plant eat somebody. Like that plant doing that. I'm just like I was waiting. I'm like, just eat him. Oh, he's a robot. I can't wait to see someone walk by. It's like, the fuck is this? I'm so fucking excited. Sorry.
I was also really sorry. Just real quick, I was also kind of flabbergasted that like Moro comes out of nowhere, tases the alien. It's just like, it's very jarring for somebody who's watched the other movies, where it takes somebody like 90 minutes at least to put one of these fucking things down, and in this, it's like, oh, you went down in like 5 seconds. Kind
So
of takes away from the mystique, but I'm also sure that he's got some heavy duty shit. So
Yeah.
let's not pretend that like he didn't come prepared, and he's also a cyborg. So
there's
that's
something.
fine.
There's more to Moro than we see. This is a classic. This is a classic character story of he is instantly in a light of, man, what an asshole. This guy, it just seems like I don't like him. There's something going on with him. He seems like a villain. But as we go on, I think I'm already in the boat. I think we're going to end up liking him more and more as we go. He just seems like a badass. He seems like he is a soldier. He is in there for a purpose. He's not fucking around. And that might give him kind of an attitude of like, he's an likable guy. But the fact that he came in with the giant taser gun and just put the xenomorph down in seconds, and the other guy, which was rude, but Uh, I think that speaks to his past, right? And I think eventually we'll get Morrow's past.
Mhm.
I think he's ultimately there to help. I think eventually we'll get him as like part of the crew, part of the dogs,
Oh,
right, DJ?
that's
You
cute
know,
that you think
you
that
know,
that's going to
yeah,
happen in
Jesus
an Alien
Christ.
movie or show.
Yeah.
He's a
But
fucking
we'll
no
see.
offense. He's Utani synthetic, so that kind of plays into how Utani is in that world. They're fucking corrupt as shit, and you could tell that in the second episode when the two fucking trillionaires are talking to each other, Utani and then fucking the
Boy
Chalamet
Cavalier.
lookalike, Boy Cavalier. Yeah, when they're talking, there's that weird
Mm.
I don't like
tension.
that dude at all, by the way.
Me neither,
Just
absolutely
putting
not.
that out there. You hate him,
But
but
there,
also great job actor.
yeah, there's a good tension. But it's going to be weird because I think the one with secret intentions is what's who he's leading the Lost Boys right now with Wendy, white
Hirsch.
haired synthetic Hirsch. I think he's going to be more of the underlying, like he will be the real villain. He's giving me that
Antagonist, yeah.
vibe.
The
Yeah, he's
overarching
Oh yeah,
antagonist.
yeah. You
Yeah.
can definitely tell that it's flipped on its head, right? If you think he's the hero because he saved these kids, I don't think so, man. He's in it for himself. It's a money grab kind of. Look at
He's very,
me.
yeah,
I'm
very
a big
dismissive of
brain.
everyone.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna. It's always the logic that they think because you can tell. He made a good point where he's like, if one of these gets out into the surface, that's it. Like that, there's no containment.
and right now at the end of episode 2, he actively wants. He doesn't even know what it is, but he wants the xenomorph. He said, "Get me
Yep.
what's on that ship." Bro, what's going to happen if it gets in his hands? Like, he already has crazy technology. He's doing crazy things where he's transferring consciousness into other people's bodies and quote unquote defeating death. What happens if he gets his hands on aliens?
And that's one of the overarching themes of the Alien franchise is the worst thing that can happen to humanity are themselves. All of
Yeah.
their problems are made from them, from having to colonize other planets to fucking up those planets and then having to colonize other planets and then eventually having to go out further into the stars and find some way to
Even
save their civilization.
Yeah.
even the theme you could watch it in this episode and a bunch of movies too for the alien movies. One of their big follies too, because of the whole space travel, is the creation of the synthetic, like the synthetics. That's always been like the second antagonist in all these things,
Yes.
because it's that like they created their own folly. They created you created a robot that in lack of better terms is stronger than you, smarter than you, and they're going to outlive you. And now in this show, they got to merge those ideas, and now we're going to get this. I'm just curious to see one payoff. I read the Alien comics in the
Uh,
'90s, and I have
You
this
know you read
poster.
comics, Victor. You say it
So
every episode.
no,
We're
I
gonna
have
get
this
you a T-shirt that
poster.
says "I read comics."
Well, I have this poster that was that I remember when I saw the big beast thing. I'll send you guys the photo. There is a species on the aliens' homeworld that it's their direct rival. It's the
mhm.
animal that keeps them in check. Because on their planet, they're not like overpopulated. It's on their planet. There's like a kind of a gorilla looking thing that their acid spit or blood doesn't work on them. And when I saw that thing hit the cage, I'm like, are you fucking serious? They're gonna introduce that into the fucking show. That's so cool. Sorry. That would be cool. That to me, that's a fucking great idea. Show that there's a stronger predator out there than that thing.
They're
Sorry,
gonna
let's continue.
unleash everything. I think let's get into predictions and let's.
Oh, that was my prediction.
Okay, sure. Predictions. A nice, beautiful image of Timothy Oliphant. It kind of upset me, man. They gave him gray hair. Like, dude's getting old, but they really made him look old in this one.
Did they shave his eyebrows?
No,
No,
he's
they
just
just
got
like
gray eyebrows. I think.
no, they definitely
He got eyebrows.
beach blonde dyed them.
Yeah.
Like
Have we learned
those
nothing
are
from Thor?
It's so weird to have him in this, and I mean, I don't know. It's only been 2 episodes, but he hasn't really been a prominent character. Like, he's kind of just
I
kind of
don't think he's
kind of hanging out in the
supposed
back.
to be yet though.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
it's
he will
it's,
be.
it's building him
I
up.
feel like I feel like they're these first 2 episodes. I feel like they're just like the introduction, and then the middles. I feel like the middle's gonna get crazy, and then hopefully we're gonna pay off by the end. But
It's
we'll see.
Can I ask you, Vince, something? This is a question for you, for prediction wise. I'm guessing the pause means I can ask you.
I was just going to see how long it took for me not to respond for you just to ask me the question.
So you've not seen
So somebody's feeling spicy today, dude.
Is it me?
Let's get you some sleep, Vince.
Cutting off,
Hurry up
DJ,
and ask his
cutting me off.
questions. Fine.
This is a talk show. It's a podcast, and he's asking, "Can I ask you a question?" Just ask me the question, bro.
Do you think? Because you've never seen the movies, or you haven't seen the later ones. Do you think this is going to have a happy ending?
Probably not.
Good. That's all I wanted to ask.
Probably not.
There's like 6 movies after it, so like there's not really.
They don't stop it.
Happening.
Yeah,
I felt so bad for that cat.
Weird. I wanted to bring this up while we're going through predictions. I have it's on IMDb, and you guys can see this too. Anyone can really see this. It's not like something I looked super deep into, but they've got the episode lists and their titles and when they come out, and then it also has, if you go on IMDb, it'll tell you who directed them. So DJ, you made it. You said earlier how through the years in Alien, there's been a lot of different directors. This show, there's like 4 directors and a total of, I believe, 8 episodes. They kind of switch throughout the series. The first episode and the second episode were different. We mentioned that earlier. The third episode is going to be directed by somebody different. I guess this person called Dana Gonzalez. Not sure who that is. If you guys do. But the title is Metamorphosis. Right? So I don't know, just based on the name Metamorphosis, that typically means, like evolution, things that are changing, adaptation, stuff like that, right? So I don't know, based on where we are, there are a lot of like pivotal points in characters where they can either step up or get killed. That might be part of it. There's the eggs, right? That could be part of it. And then there's the plant as well, which that is probably the biggest part of it, right? When I think metamorphosis, you're thinking, I don't know, I'm thinking like nature as well.
I feel like that's just going to be in regards to the zoo, which is what I'm aptly calling all of the aliens, and so how much dangerous that they're going to get, throughout the episode. Different metamorphosis, different stages of metamorphoses, and then probably the hybrids, the synths. I think they're gonna maybe finally get into a little, tussle. Maybe get into it with these fucking things, and hopefully we'll see.
Yeah, who knows? Episode 4 is called Observation. That's, I don't know, unless you guys got something that's kind of up in the air for anything, right? But that will be the same. I think so. I think this is the same director as the second episode, which should be good. The second episode was pretty good, I think.
It's gonna be actiony.
Could be. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Episode 5. It's called In Space, No One ... In full transparency, I don't know if it's just IMDb cutting off the rest of the title, or you know what I mean, or if it's the phrase that we know from Alien.
Damn, that was not that funny.
It wasn't that great, but I really appreciate.
Gave him a good laugh.
Yeah, thank you so much. I can go to bed and sleep well now that
Now you made Victor laugh so hard.
No, it's just like someone listening. Someone's listening, and they're like, "I cards on the table. I was on IMDb, and I don't know if it cut it off." Just I imagine somebody like, "What the fuck?"
So that one's directed by the same guy that writes the show, and he also directed episode 1. So
Ooh.
could be a little bit slower, could be a little bit more like what'd you call it, Victor? Like a lot. It
World
was
building. It's the
world
talkie.
building. You said it was like a philosophy class, right?
All the time. Yeah, it's gonna be for sure that, but probably we're gonna see some nods to the original one because there were rumors that what is it? We're gonna hear hints of Ripley or see that because this is based 2 years prior to
Okay.
that. I just like that title, and if that's gonna be Homage City. Some shit's gonna go down that's gonna remind us of the first movie, second movie probably.
Looking
And
forward to
then
it.
I think you guys will like this one. Episode 6. It's called The Fly.
What the?
So I don't know. I'm thinking about the zoo. What kind of weird fly alien thing are we gonna get,
Jeff
or
Goldblum.
is it something completely unrelated? And that's another. I mean, if Victor, you're right on the prediction here. The same director as episode 2 and episode 4, I think. So maybe
Mhm.
action. And then the last two, episodes 7 and 8, are unnamed. Probably for good reason, because you got guys like us trying to predict stuff and trying to spoil stuff, so they want to probably keep it under wraps.
No, 7 and 8 are called
Or
Emergence.
maybe
And the Real
IMDb just cut off and
Monsters.
I can't read it. So
Yeah,
There's
episode 7 is called Emergence, and episode 8 is called The Real Monsters.
oh, cool.
Vince, you don't
Awesome.
care about spoilers, right? Or potential, I guess. This is just a theory. Do you care?
Yeah, predictions, aka theories. Go for it.
So in the Alien franchise, Earth's a fucking destroyed planet. It's a desolate wasteland with monsters.
Hmm.
So Ripley, in that time, they're colonizing space because Earth isn't hospitable at this point. And then when we get to Alien Resurrection, like it's confirmed that Earth is just fucking hostile. Like humans aren't there anymore. So my prediction is that this outbreak's going to happen. A few things are going to get out, and it just fucks up the environment. Not the xenomorphs, because I want to make that super clear. Because the xenomorphs are what Whaling Eutonics keeps trying to get. They keep trying to get it, and they never can for some weird reason or another. But I think all the other species are going to escape. I think this is going to be like a one season and done kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's a good take. DJ, anything
DJ?
before we wrap up?
It should be noted that what Victor's talking about, the Earth being ravaged like that, doesn't happen until later. It's implied in Alien Resurrections that like it's really like desolate and fucked up, but it's a gradual thing. So I think this might like at the end of it all have like some small scene at the end when everybody thinks that like they've contained the situation, but probably somewhere there's like a tiny
That fucking bug.
egg or like a little bug that scuttles like some other. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot that escapes, makes its way on Earth, and then like over the years that leads to the destruction of it. So that's my prediction, but we'll see how it ties in, because a lot of the lore is for Earth anyways in the Alien franchise. It's kind of very up in the air, like very quick to be like, oh yeah, Earth is kind of fucked, and be like, wait, what do you mean by that? And no,
Yeah, they never do. Yeah, they
movie's
never
in
touch
space.
on it. Yeah, they're like it's
Right.
fucked.
So
Anyways,
I'm really happy that like this story is gonna shed more light on what the situation is like down there, because we know so much about it, what it's like up there. You
Mhm.
know, it'll add the missing piece. But yeah,
Awesome. I don't know. I'm excited to keep watching this. I'll be honest. First episode I watched, and I was kind of like, "Damn, this is it's kind of slow. I'm not really feeling it." But then I gave episode 2 a shot, and it just really hooked me in episode 2. Um, I would recommend, if you guys want to check this out at home, do the same. Give it a shot. Give it the 2 or maybe 3 episodes. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the time. If you're looking for something sci-fi, horror, action, something that makes you think, right? I'm excited to see what happens in the rest of the series. Next episode comes out like next Wednesday or something like that. So maybe when the season's over, if the three of us like it enough, we'll talk about how it ends. Maybe not, but
For sure.
Cool. No, solid pick. I think Victor had recommended this, so solid pick, in my opinion. Right,
Thank you.
really good pick.
Definitely.
Appreciate the background and history on it as well. I don't know Alien for shit, so appreciate that, DJ. But yeah, next week I'm gonna do this live on the spot. Honestly, last week we did Until Dawn, spooky, right? We got Alien right now, another spooky. I don't know, man. It's August. It's about to be September. We are not in the spooky season yet, but we've been doing some horror and we've been doing some
Spooky boys.
Oh, yeah?
We've been
Spooky boys.
Boys,
Great
yes.
spooky boys.
I'm gonna make a recommendation here live on the spot and see if you guys want to. If you don't, please, tell me, and I won't go to bed crying. I swear to God. Let's keep it light next week. I've been looking forward to this one for a while, and I feel like it definitely falls in the realm of animation and things that we talk about here on this show.
Oh, shit.
What do you guys think about doing the first couple episodes of King of the Hill?
A whole
hell
fucking
yeah.
show. Yes, dude.
Yes.
The new season?
The fuck?
Hell
Why
yeah,
did you
dog.
think
Let's
we
just do a
wouldn't
review.
wanna do
Bro,
that?
for real.
No, I had faith. I had faith in
Okay.
my dogs.
All right.
Now we cut to Vince in his bed just
Wrap this
crying.
shit
He's like,
up.
I'm
Wrap this
so
shit up.
happy. Sorry.
Yep. I'm gonna edit that in. Me crying to bed. Pick King of the Hill. DJ said that I wasn't a dog using kind of guy, and I've been
He's
really
not.
trying to plug it in seamlessly in my vocabulary.
Because
so.
he's not telling you the whole story. I called him and Victor my dogs, right? And I said it like that, and he looked at me as if I just called him a bitch. He was like, "Oh, hold on. I don't know how I feel about dogs." I was like, "My dudes, my boys, my fam."
I had no
So-
problems with it at all.
So now he's adding dogs to everything, and you know what? I hope it works, and I hope you start calling your customers dogs.
Oh,
He
hell
actually
yeah.
did. I was helping a customer and he's like, sup, dogs? And I'm like, anyways.
Shut up.
Yeah, we're not going there. But yeah, good episode, guys. Hope you guys liked it at home. Share the video; it helps us out a lot. Tell your friends, tell your family. Hope you guys are having a great morning, afternoon, weekend, night, whatever time of day it is. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. I guess we're talking about King of the Hill, so we'll see you guys then.
Yeah.
That's my purse.
I don't know.
Later.